between the two Bastrop schools.
Eastview won the toss, elected to defer.
I want to welcome everyone back. We noticed that we were having some connectivity difficulties up here, and so we made a quick switch over on our connection, so we should be all right now. Eastview has won the toss, and I believe they deferred to the second half, as we're just about ready for the national anthem.
This is a special announcement for all in attendance for tonight's football contest between the Eastview Patriots and Glen Grizzlies. As it is our tradition, the Eastview Patriots are honoring the service and sacrifice of our armed forces veterans and current servicemen and women. Tonight, we also honor those men and women of our armed forces that made the ultimate sacrifice,
and we will
giving their lives
take a moment along with
so that we
everyone here in attendance to honor
stated in the Constitution of the United States. At this
our
time,
veterans.
we ask that all veterans and current servicemen and women supporting both teams to stand and be recognized. Please direct your attention to the north end zone as the cadets from Liberty Battalion present the colors for tonight's game, accompanied by the Eastview Fife and Drum Corps. And now, please rise and remove your hats as the Eastview High School Elite Choir perform our national anthem under the direction of Morgan Kramer and Michael Follis.
As the colors leave the field, we want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for tuning in and watching SHN Sports presentation of Eastview Patriot football. Again, we've had a couple of technical difficulties with the connection tonight, and we do apologize for that, but believe that we have it remedied now. Our hotspot was not functioning properly, so I have turned that off, and we are using a mobile hotspot now, and hopefully that will take care of the problem. Like everything is working again. Our apologies, folks. Sometimes technology does not always function like we'd hope it would, but we're working through it. So please bear with us as we get this taken care of.
Back in to receive the kickoff tonight for the Grizzlies, number 2, Joshua Contreras, and number 9, Mika Martinez.
Patrick Maxwell set to kick it away.
38.
He puts toe to leather, end-over-end kick that'll end up going out of bounds about the 9-yard line.
So one thing that this Red Storm defense tonight has to worry about is the run, because Glenn runs a wing T style offense. So this is definitely something that the Red Storm defense has to be aware of tonight.
Legal procedures. Kicking team. Free kick out of bounds. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, a 5-yard penalty would be tacked on to that, and instead of the 25-yard line, Glenn will begin at the 30-yard line. Number 13, William Mendez, is the quarterback for the Grizzlies. He lines up under center. He will hand off to his running back. And he is tackled by a whole host
Number 27, Day1
of Patriot
out of the backfield. 4-yard
defense.
play.
And that was
by Thomas Thornburg.
number 27,
Number
DeJuan
6
Dooler
down.
Jr. on the carry. He'll pick up 4 yards on the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 34-yard line of the Grizzlies. Again, they line up under center. Pitch back to Joshua Contreras. Goes over the left end, and he'll pick up
Contreras.
5 on the carry. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 from the 39-yard line.
And we have an official timeout
And
on the field.
the Grizzlies have an injured player.
Injury timeout.
There is a timeout on the field. As we've mentioned previously, you never want to see someone get hurt. And he is up on his feet and walking off to the sideline. We do not have a number for him on the Glenn roster. Number 33, but he's not on the roster. Occasionally they'll do jersey swap numbers, and you don't always get the updated information. Wide receiver Kenneth McFarland Jr. has entered the game. Mendez with the handoff.
Joshua Contreras out of the
Joshua
backfield.
Contreras on the carry.
Hawkins.
He'll pick up the 1st down.
James for the Grizzlies. It'll be 1st down.
It'll be a 5-yard carry as he gets to the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 from their own 44. Grizzlies quick to the line. Mendez under center. Mendez with the handoff to DeJuan Duggar Jr. And he'll pick up the 1st down, a 12-yard carry
Duggar out of the backfield.
for Duggar as he gets to the Patriot
Tackle by Wagner.
43-yard line.
They'll spot that.
Tackle made by Tyler Wagner.
1st down.
Mendez under center. He'll keep it this time, and he'll be tackled for a loss of 1.
Quarterback keeper by number 13, William Mendez. Mendez caught in the backfield by Patriots number 64, Vance.
That'll bring up second down and 11 from the Eastview 44. Second down.
11.
Grizzlies quick to the line. Mendez, the handoff to Duger Jr. Duger will gain 3 yards on the carry. That'll bring up third down and 8.
Short gain on the play. That'll bring up third down.
Grizzlies going exclusively with the run so far, Roderick.
Yeah, they realize that this Red Storm defense has had a lot of trouble this season dealing with the run, but I would not be surprised if they try to do a pass here on a long third down.
Mendez with the pitch back to Jamarlin Wilkes. And Wilkes will be stopped short. Gain of 3 on the play. That'll bring up fourth down and 5. It'll be interesting to see if the Grizzlies will go for it. 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. The Grizzlies with their opening drive as they go for it on fourth down. Mendez with the keeper, and he will pick up the line to gain in the first down for the Grizzlies.
Mendez on the quarterback keeper. He'll have it up for the first down.
A little bit of a risky call, but knowing that this Red Storm defense has had a lot of trouble, like I mentioned earlier in this season, with the run game, the Grizzlies eventually pick up this first down on here earlier in this ball game in the first possession.
Mendez drops back. He's looking for an open receiver. He finds his target. Kenneth McFarland in the end zone, but he drops it, and that'll be incomplete.
15, Kenneth
That'll bring up second down and 10.
That'll bring up second down.
The Red Storm defense is fortunate that he didn't come down with that ball. He was wide open about 2-3 yards past his defender, but unfortunately couldn't come up with the touchdown.
Second and 10 from the Patriot 34-yard line. Mendez with the pitch out to his running back, number 26, Ethan Sledge.
Number 26, Ethan Sledge with carry out of the backfield.
Sledge with
Tyler Wagner.
About 5 yards on the carry. That'll bring up third down and 5. Ball spotted at the Patriot 28-yard line. So far, the Grizzlies have only had one pass play. Everything else has been running plays. Third down and 5. Handoff to Joshua Contreras. Contreras with a short gain, a 1 yard gain. That'll bring up fourth down and 4.
That'll bring up fourth down now for the Grizzlies.
Ball at the 27 of the Patriots. Farland re-enters the game. Mendez hands off to Dugar Jr., and Dugar Jr. will pick up the first down. He rambles down to the 16-yard line. I'll tell you what, Roderick, the Grizzlies have run some time off the clock. They have chewed up almost half of this first quarter so far on this drive.
And that's a pro that comes with the wing T offense, is that if you get these chunks of yards at a time, you're able to waste the clock and potentially not have the team come back and try to score as soon as they can.
McFarland hands off to Dugard Jr. The ball comes out, and Eastview has it. Tyler Wagner will go out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
Number 27, Dugan with the carry. Ball comes loose. It's recovered by the Patriots. Number 4, Tyler Wagner.
Tyler Wagner with the fumble recovery as it popped up out of Dugard Jr.'s hands. And now the Patriot offense will get its turn. Peyton Adams in the shotgun. Michael Sedgwick to his left as they go north. Adams looking for Sedgwick. Finds him in the flats. That'll be a first down for the Patriots. That'll be a gain of 11 yards on the reception. Eastview is going to take a timeout.
First down.
One thing that offense provides is keeping the Patriot offense off the field as they chew up a lot of time.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, Mike, they were able to chew up pretty much half of this first quarter. Unfortunately, they come up with the fumble, but this Red Storm defense comes up with something special right now here earlier in this game. And now this offense is going to have a chance to put some points on the board here early in this game.
Interesting that the Patriots call a timeout so early in the game after only one offensive play. Adams drops back. He's looking for a wide open Jerry Barone, and he finds him. Barone down to the 15-yard line.
Adams' pass is caught by number 5, Jerry
And gets
Barone.
down to, it looks like the 11-yard line. What a pass from Peyton Adams.
And we mentioned it all season, Mike, how Adams has kind of overthrown or underthrown his receivers, but he finds Barone there for a perfect pass.
Handoff to Jalen Edmondson up the middle. Edmondson will pick up 2 on the carry, and that'll bring up second down and 8 as he gets to the 9-yard line.
And it's got to be such a good feeling for Adams, knowing that he hasn't had the right communications at times with his receivers, but knowing early in this game to be able to hit your receiver in stride is such a good positive note you can take so far.
Adams with a handoff to Edmondson. Edmondson over the right tackle. He will pick up 2 more yards as he gets to the 7-yard line.
Edmondson on the carry, 3-yard gain on the play. Tackle made by Kobe Childress. I'll bring up third down.
3rd down and 5. Ball at the 6-yard line. Asdriel Dianis has entered the game. In the pistol. Adams with the keeper. Adams will get down to about the 4.5-yard line. It'll bring up 4th down.
Adams on the quarterback keeper. Tackle made by Alexander Adams. That'll bring up 4th down.
Patrick Maxwell comes on for the field goal. This will be a 21-yard attempt from the right hash. The snap to Adams is good. The kick is up And it is good.
And it's good. Patriots on the board with 3. 56 remains in the first quarter.
Patriots, and I put that in the wrong spot. And there we go. Patriots with the lead as they get 3 points on their first possession of the night. 3:56 remaining here in the first quarter. Points off the foot of Patrick Maxwell. You got to come up with the points. I can understand exactly why Coach Feacock opted to go for the field goal instead of going for it on fourth down.
Yeah, you want to get something positive out of that turnover that they were able to cause in that near the end zone. And so coming away with 3 points is a smart move so far. But hopefully next possession they can come away with a touchdown. I know that the offense wanted to come away with a touchdown and possibly go for it, but Feacock opted to stay safe.
Kick will go out of bounds about the 39-yard line of the Grizzlies. We'll see where they'll spot the ball as the Grizzly offense is coming onto the field, so it doesn't appear that they will re-kick it. They spotted it at the 40, and they will walk off a 5-yard penalty as Glenn will take over at the 45 near midfield. So that kickoff just kind of backfired. And the Grizzlies starting with good field position here on their second possession. Mendez under center. He hands off.
Hand off to number 33, Brady Chenslock.
To Brady Chenslock. That's the number 33. He's the one. He's 32 on their roster. So let me change.
Is unfortunately unable to hit Michael Sedgwick in stride.
For Sedgwick, incomplete. Third down.
He was looking for Sedgwick, who kind of had a little bit of a beating on his defender, but was unable to hit him in stride. And so Eastview's faced with a 3rd down and 4 with just about under 8.5 to go left in the second quarter. Adams back to look for, and the ball is intercepted.
Adams pass intercepted by Bradley.
So Adams was intentionally looking for one of his receivers. Unfortunately, the defender was able to recognize where he was trying to go with the ball, and so the Grizzlies take over with great field position in this red zone at the 19-yard line with just 8 minutes and 17 seconds in this second quarter. Now, if you're the Red Storm defense, this is a time to stand tall and to force these Grizzlies into a field goal situation. Grizzlies hurry up and line up once again in this wing T offense. Hands it off to his running back. He's able to pick up about 3 yards on the carry.
Tackle made by Elkins. 3-yard gain, 2nd down.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Grizzlies. Grizzlies kind of going this thing where the receiver or the running back gets the signal and he runs over to the huddle, gives the signal on what they're going to run, and then they hurry up, get to the line of scrimmage to get this play off. 2nd down and 7 for the Grizzlies. Handoff once again goes for a couple more yards.
Wagner on the tackle, short gain. Third down.
They bring up third and about 5. Grizzlies hoping to score here, but the Red Storm defense has to stand tall once again and force these Grizzlies into a field goal situation. Hand off to the running back. And it is good enough for a first down for the Grizzlies as Grizzlies keep getting these chunks of yards.
Combined for the tackle. It'll be first down and goal now for Glenn.
And these Grizzlies are now faced with a first and goal at the 8-yard line. And this Red Storm defense with their backs against the wall a little bit right now, hoping to respond and come up with a stop here. First and goal for the Grizzlies. Hand off to the running back on the left side.
Big Duggar on the carry. Flag on the play.
On the carry, tackle made by Wagner. There's a flag on the play.
That may be a hold. Once again, folks, we do apologize for the connectivity issues here tonight. Our equipment is working fine, but we've had some connectivity issues, and we apologize for the buffering and everything else that you're having to go through, and hopefully we have that rectified. I want to thank Roderick for taking over while I was trying to rectify that, and hopefully we won't have any other problems for the rest of the way.
Offense. That penalty's declined. Shot block. Offense. That penalty is accepted. 15-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
So a chop block against the Grizzlies results in a 15-yard penalty. That'll take the ball all the way back to, as they set it here, the 23-yard line.
This Red Storm defense very fortunate for that chop block because their backs were against the wall a little bit. First and goal at the 8. Now they get a little bit of breathing room, hopefully, to get a stop here in these next 3 downs. If possible, next 4 downs, knowing that the Grizzlies like to go for it even on 4th down.
First and goal from the 23 for the Grizzlies. 6:21 remaining in the first half. Mendez with the keeper. That'll be, he will just get back to the line of scrimmage. That'll bring up second down and goal from the 23. Cade Elkins in on the stop for the Red Storm defense.
And if you're the Red Storm defense, it's all about knowing where your gaps are and where to hit those gaps at the perfect time, knowing that the balls can go 3 to 4 different ways. The quarterback can even keep it. The quarterback can throw. So it's really depending on hitting your gaps at the right time.
Mendez drops back. He's looking for an open receiver. And he finds Contreras in the end zone for a touchdown. For a second, it looked like Grover Moore might make the interception, but it was up over his head, and that will be a Grizzly touchdown. My, oh my. They haven't passed very much tonight, but they were able to connect on that one. Rosas in for the PAT. The kick was up and good. And the Grizzlies extend their lead 14-3 over the Eastview Patriots. 5:35 remaining here in the first half, and the Grizzlies have controlled the clock most of the night.
Yeah, just like you said, Mike, they've controlled most of the night. They've pretty much had the ball longer than the Patriots, almost at least probably by double minutes, if you can say so, here early on in this game. And just as you mentioned earlier, it looked like Moore was going to come up with that interception or at least a deflection, but the way he anticipated the pass was just a tad early, and they paid the price, and the Grizzlies come up with 6 once again, and Eastview finds themselves early on in this game in a 14-3 hole.
Grizzlies get points off the turnover. That's a touchdown, and the Patriots got points off the turnover that the Grizzlies had, which is the field goal that you see on the board.
As a quick little side note, we thank you, first of all, for staying with us, knowing that our technical difficulties, we can control those sometimes we cannot, but we thank you so much for having grace and giving us patience.
Fernando Rosas with the kickoff. It's a high end-over-end kick, and that'll be fielded by Jacob Martin. Martin will be driven out of bounds at the Eastview 36. They're actually going to spot him at the 35-yard line.
They'll spot him out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That'll be first down, Eastview.
1st and 10 for the Patriots at their own 35-yard line. Peyton Adams leaves his offense back out on the field. Jalen Edmondson in at tailback. Adams to the shotgun. Moore in motion. Snap back to Adams. Hands off to Edmondson. Edmondson, short gain of 1.5. That'll bring you up
Edmondson,
2nd down and 9.
Tackle made by Hester. Short gain on the play, 2nd down.
2nd down and 8.5. How about that? Sedgwick in motion. Pass over to Sedgwick from Adams. Sedgwick still on his feet. He gets to the 47-yard line. It'll be
Adams pass complete to
a
Sedgwick
first down for the Patriots.
They'll spot him down at 47. That's enough for the Eastview. First down.
Sedgwick wind left, Barone in motion. Adams drops back. He's looking for Jacob Martin. And Jacob Martin gets tied up with the defender. And that will go incomplete.
Downfield, incomplete.
He runs into Dalton Bradley. Bradley with the interception earlier. 2nd down and 10. On the Patriots' own 47-yard line. Adams rolls left, and he is going to be swallowed up and sacked for a huge loss by Tendai Churebu. As he got into the backfield virtually untouched.
Yeah, and if you're used to just subtle mistakes like that can cost you so many yards. And Eastview's faced in their 3rd possession with a 3rd and long. Wondering if they're going to try to be conservative or go for a deep pass.
3rd and long for the Patriots. Adams having to scramble around. He's looking for an open receiver, and he finds Jerry Barone. Barone hit from the back by Mateo De Luca for the stop, but a huge gain for the Patriots. It'll bring up a much more manageable 4th down. It's 4th and 4 from the 47-yard line of the Grizzlies. Adams with the keeper, and he is going to be short. That will be a turnover on downs.
Adams on the quarterback keeper. And we stopped just shy of the first down.
Yes, the Grizzlies will take over.
Grizzlies take over on downs.
From their own 44-yard line. 3:22 remaining here in the first half. in the wing tee. Duggar goes in motion. Handoff from Mendez to Duggar. Duggar just driving the whole pack of Patriots. It's a gain of about 7 on the carry. We'll see where they spot it. Going to be 6 yards on the carry. That'll bring up second down and 4 as he gets to the 50-yard line. And Duggar driving that whole pile. He did not have a lot of help from his linemen helping drive the pile. You know, sometimes you'll see the running back getting some assistance with the line, getting in there driving. They're all driving together, right? Second and 4, Mendez with the keeper. He was bottled up by the Patriots and able to turn a broken play into a short gain. That'll bring up third down and 3.
And if you're the Red Storm defense, you have to be aware that you start the ball with the second half for your offense, so you want to do as much as you can to avoid having these Grizzlies enter the end zone.
Clock almost down to 2 minutes. McFarland wide to the left. Mendez under center. He hands off to Duggar. Duggar will pick up 2 more yards. It'll be 4th and short as he gets to the Patriot 47. Patriots are going to take a timeout.
Short game, 4th down.
With 1:49 remaining on the clock in this first half.
Yeah, so far what you've been able to see is that throughout the course of the year, the Patriot Red Storm defense has not had much of an answer for the run game. And so the Grizzlies are really exposing that in this first half so far. But there have been times where the Red Storm defense has come big and been able to provide a stop to give the ball back to the offense. And we're hoping for that here in this 4th and short.
Well, where Eastview has struggled at times is they've been gutted on the run with big plays. But Glenn just methodically driving and chewing up the clock. It is astounding. We are less than an hour into this ball game, and we are almost at halftime. That is how fast this game has progressed and how much Glenn has controlled the clock. Contreras in motion, pitch back to Contreras. Contreras over to the right tackle. He will pick up the first down and then some as he gets to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards for the Grizzlies. You know, there's some coaches, and there are very few, that never punt. They always go for it on 4th down. You know, this one coach, that was his thing. He's actually gone from high school to coaching college football.
Yeah, and what you're seeing here tonight is the Grizzlies not afraid to go it on 4th down, believing in their offense and their running backs, their quarterbacks, everybody on the offensive line.
Glenn calls timeout with 1:16 on the clock. First timeout of the half for the Grizzlies. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching Eastview Patriot football on SHN Sports.
Yeah, what you've seen so far from these Grizzlies is that they've methodically moved this ball each possession that they've had, and they've caught Eastview and the Red Storm defense on their heels with that passing attack. It's not relevant a lot in this offense for the Grizzlies, but when they do, they've caught Eastview off guard. Once, luckily, the Red Storm defense in that first possession did not give up 6 points. But here in I think the third possession, if I'm correct, they caught Eastview off guard with that pass. So you have to be wary about that as well, knowing that the Grizzlies have 2 timeouts with 1:16. They could go back to that again and possibly catch the Red Storm defense off guard.
Mendez under center. He rolls back. He's looking for an open receiver. He's going to throw this one away as he had heavy pressure from the Red Storm defense.
And I'm actually wondering if that's going to be intentional grounding, knowing he was in the tackle box and there wasn't a receiver in the area.
And no flag on the play. I don't know. There's some discussion going on between a couple of officials, but no flag as of yet. I'm sure there was some discussion about him being in the box and not having a receiver within 5 yards of the throw.
That's something I don't agree with. He was clearly within the tackle box and just threw the ball where there was no receiver present. It should be intentional grounding and a loss of down.
2nd and 10. A handoff to Duggar. Duggar will lose 2 on the carry.
Duggar on the carry. Tackle made by
Eastview calls timeout. That'll be their final timeout of the half with 1:04 remaining here in the first half.
Something I want to mention as well, Mike, is that this has been relatively a penalty-free game. I mean, there's only been about 1 or 2 penalties that I can think about. Obviously, there have been a couple of penalties on the kickoff, but even then, on the offense or defensive end, there have only been about 2 penalties that I can remember.
Yeah, well, there was the penalty, the chop block against the Grizzlies, and then a false start against the Grizzlies. And I think so far the Patriots have been penalty-free on the night.
And that's some positive you can take away from this first half. Yes, you've given up 14 points, but at the same time, you've been penalty-free, and now your offense has to get going. And I'm pretty sure Feacock is going to address that in the halftime.
Well, Eastview has been great about making halftime adjustments all season long. And we'll see here. It's not that they've been playing sloppy. You take back the interception by Glenn that they were able to pick up points off of. Mendez drops back. He's looking for an open receiver. He finds Cheslock out of the backfield, and he will lose 2 on the carry and on the reception. That'll bring up 4th down and 12 with 45 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Patriots unable to stop the clock.
Going to have about 16 seconds left. Glenn probably going to run one more play and then just play prevent defense. Not sure exactly what's going to happen, or they might call a timeout here.
But going back to what I was talking about earlier, not that Eastview has been playing bad offensively, is the Grizzlies have just controlled the clock all night long and kept Eastview off the field, the Eastview offense off the field. 16 seconds remaining in this first half. And you can probably guess that Glenn is going to go for it. They're leading this one 14-3. Take a look around the district here in just a little bit.
Number 7, Fernando Rosas, back to punt for the Grizzlies. Michael Sedgwick back deep to receive for the Patriots.
Punt will go out of bounds. I was going to say it did bounce just on the inside of the field as they make the stop.
Rosa's punt is down to the 27.
And if you're Eastview, you're looking to just hand this ball off or possibly just kneel the ball and go into halftime, knowing that you have some work to do here in the second half.
Over at Bible Stadium, Brenham is leading Rouse 10-0 in the second quarter. So far, that's the only update on district scores. Thanks to our good friend Snoop Daniels and FLX ATX, with all of his reporters reporting in throughout game night. Adams looking for Sedgwick, finds him. He goes out of bounds as the clock runs out, and that will do it for the first half. Eastview trailing Glenn 14-3 at the half.
Wait a second. I think they're trying to say that there's 1 second left.
He just called half. He raised the ball. It's officially halftime. And that'll do it.
Grizzlies on the board with 14, Patriots 3.
So you will be able to enjoy the halftime festivities here tonight. We're on our own camera, so we don't have to worry about losing the stadium feed for you. And we'll let you listen in to both halftime performances.
And Eastview right now not doing that bad of a job defensively and even offensively. It's just, as Mike mentioned earlier, how Glenn has just been on the field pretty much double than what Eastview has been able to accomplish on the offensive end. Glenn just pretty much taking time off the clock. In their first possession alone, they pretty much took up half of the first quarter. And so something to definitely think about if you're Eastview is that, yes, you want to come out in the second half with your adjustments and you want to score as quick as you can, knowing that you get the ball to start off. But at the same time, you have to be wary about stopping Glenn when it counts, knowing that they can just pick up chunks and chunks of yards. This Red Storm defense is going to have to figure it out in the second half, knowing that there's only 24 minutes left of possibly their season finale.
Battle of the Lakes going on tonight. Westlake leading Lake Travis 21-7 late in the first quarter. 1:21 to go in the first. Vista Ridge leading Stony Point 31-7, that game in the second quarter. Manor leading Cedar Park 20-9, that game in the second quarter. Dripping Springs leading Seguin by 4, 7-3, that game at the half. Round Rock stunning Vandergrift 21-0, that game in the second quarter as well. And mentioned Rouse trailing Brenham 10-0.
And the winner of that one ultimately decided the district title.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're going to turn it over to you for the halftime festivities, and we will be back with you just as soon as the third quarter starts. We want to thank you for tuning in and watching Eastview Patriot football on SHN Sports. We'll be back with you shortly.
Guardian officers are Social Officer Jamie Hernandez and President Ruth Beasley. Junior Lieutenant Ellie Jean Winters. Senior Lieutenant Michaela Austin. First Lieutenant Jillian Curtis. And the Captain Natalie Rosales. The spirit of the Guardians is Kayla Wendt. And the Guardian of the Week is Remy Jovi. Tonight, the Guardians will perform a streamer jazz routine to dance again. for the Guardians dance team. The Guardians are directed by Katie Reeves and Lindy Foster. The Guardians are missing the Grizzly Marching Band and wish them the best of luck at BOA San Antonio this weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, when Georgetown ISD decided to honor its multi-sport athletes at both high schools, Dr. Fred Brandt, GISD Superintendent, suggested that it be named the Dr. Bill Farney Multi-Sport Athlete Grit Award because Dr. Bill Farney embodies all of the qualities we admire in the great men and women of this country. From his time as an outstanding high school multi-sport athlete to his collegiate days as a football player, through a storied career as a Hall of Fame coach, school superintendent, and finally as executive director of the University Interscholastic League, Bill has personified the character traits necessary to achieve success in life. Those character traits of kindness, integrity, perseverance were honed as a track, basketball, and football player and honor graduate at Chilton High School, and then at Paris Junior College and the University of Tulsa, where he played football and graduated with honors. His induction into the National High School Hall of Fame this summer in Orlando was the crowning achievement for a man who has given his life for the benefit of others. Mary Brown, a 2021 graduate of Eastview High School and current Angelo State Rambell. While attending Eastview, Mary participated in basketball, cross country, volleyball, track, lettering in 15 times in 4 sports. She holds 4 school track records, a 3-time area qualifier, a 2-time regional qualifier, and Eastview's only 3-time qualifier for the Texas Relays. In cross country, Mary was a 4-year varsity top 3 runner, 3-time regional qualifier, and her 5K time is 3rd overall out of all 5K runs by an Eastview athlete. In basketball, Mary was the varsity guard as freshman, all-district first team in all 3 years, in academic all 4 years, and was basketball district player of the year in 2020. In volleyball, a 3-year varsity starter, all-district first, second team, and all-academic 3 years in a row. Mary can be incredibly proud of her time at Eastview. We are thankful for you and all your time, effort, and dedication to our programs. Your impact on the coaches and athletes of Eastview will forever be remembered and respected. Mary Brown and her family were unable to join us this evening because she is currently on the road to compete in the South Central Regional Cross Country Meet. We wish Mary the best of luck in her race tomorrow. Danny Cerner Carrillo. Danny was a 2-year varsity soccer starter and first-team all-district both seasons. He was a senior captain this season, along with being a first-team all-district and first-team region selection. He was also voted the District 25 5A Defensive MVP and All-Centex. Along with soccer, Danny has been a 4-year varsity cross-country athlete, helping the cross-country team to a district championship in 2019-20 and qualifying for the regional championships twice. He is ranked 6th overall out of all 5K times run by an Eastview athlete. He also has been a 3-year varsity track athlete, many times competing in a soccer game and track meet on the same day. Danny has been an unbelievable role model and leader in his time at Eastview. Danny, thank you for all you have done and sacrificed for our programs. To be successful at the 5A level, it isn't just time in the season, it's time year-round that you are dedicating to making yourself the best you can possibly be for your team. So our Dr. Bill Farney Grit Award winners for 2020-21, Mary Brown and Danny Cerner Carrillo.
Eastview High School and Georgetown ISD are proud to present those darlings of Georgetown, Texas, the award-winning Sparklers Dance Team. The Sparklers are led onto the field this evening by the 2021-2022 dance officers. Sophomore Lieutenant Aubrielle Galini. Sophomore Lieutenant Natalie Martinez. First Lieutenant Autumn Morse. And Captain Allison Heil. Sparklers Social Committee members are Haley Bush and Alessandra Rodriguez and Kaylin Ross. Sparkler of the Week is Ariana Pena. The Sparklers would like to dedicate tonight's performance of their palm routine to our beautiful color guard. We love sharing the field with you. Thank you for all that you do for our dance family. Take it away, ladies. Let's hear it for the Sparklers. The Sparklers would like to wish the Glen Guardians dance team good luck with the 2021-22 season. The Sparklers dance team is under the direction of Tracy Melendez. She's assisted by April Pena. The Sparklers managers are Grace Gonzalez and Kat Parks. Joining us from Georgetown, Texas, please welcome the Eastview Patriot Band. The Eastview Patriot Band show is entitled The Red Queen and features the music of James Newton Howard, Christina Perry, and Theodore Shapiro. Tonight, the band will perform their entire contest show, The Roses of White, Overtaking, and Off with Their Heads. And now, under the field direction of drum majors Michaela Johnson and Abby Mason, we are proudly present to you the UIL award-winning Eastview Patriot Band.
Who's been painting my roses red?
you like some tea?
Our band leadership would like to recognize a section who has worked hard all week, done great work on and off the practice field, and represented the best of band students. This week, our seniors are our section of the week. The band would like to thank our amazing administrators and booster parents for their support of the program. Georgetown Independent School District Superintendent is Dr. Fred Brent. Director of Fine Arts is Carol Watson. Eastview High School Principal is LaToya Easter. Booster President is Marcia Smith. Eastview Patriot Band staff are Andrew Betzinger, Rachel Butler, Brian Thornton, and Jesus Torres. The band would like to thank our generous sponsors, Don Garvey and Connie Aldrich, the San Gabriel Eye Center, the Anna and Nathan Olson Philanthropic Fund, Cody Pools, ABC Pediatrics Cedar Park. We wish the Glenn High School Band the best for the conclusion of their season. Thank you.
Great halftime performance by the Eastview Patriot Band and dance team, along with the Glenn dance team. Glenn Band not in attendance tonight, as we're just about ready to get underway for the second half here at Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, Texas. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside Roderick Castillo, and what a game it's been so far, Roderick.
Yeah, it's been a relatively clean game for Eastview, and there have been a little bit of miscues here and there, but nonetheless, there's always time to come back and make a statement for the rest of this game. There's 24 minutes left. Hopefully, we can see those adjustments take into effect here in this first possession for the offense, and possibly get this train rolling.
So every 2 years, the talk starts to come up about realignment. And so last Friday the 29th was Snapshot Friday, which is all the enrollment numbers that the state has throughout the schools have throughout the entire state. And so looking how things kind of match up for February when realignment actually takes place, and looking at the previous numbers for the 2020 realignment, where your 5A cutoffs were 12:30 to 22:19, and your 6A cutoffs were 22:20 and above. So looking at Eastview, their snapshot numbers were 2101.5, and that would be enough, Roderick, to move them up into the 5A D1 class next year. If those numbers stay in effect, depending on where they move those. Some of the other teams in the area, Bastrop snapshot number was 1657. They will remain in D2. Liberty Hill at 1785, they would stay in D2. Pflugerville will drop down into the D2 class with their enrollment numbers at 1857, which the cutoffs for the 5A D1 were 1922 through 2219, and D2 cutoff numbers were 1230 to 1921. Rouse snapshot was at 1923, so they're actually 2 above that 1921 cutoff for D2. So if the state remains, if UIL remains with those present numbers from the 2020 realignment, Rouse would go up into the D1. But from everything that I've studied, those numbers will go up, and so Rouse most likely will stay Division II. Surprisingly, Weiss will move up into 6A classification. Their number was 2298 for this year's snapshot, so they will move up, along with Dripping Springs and Anderson. Both those will move up into Class A classification. Fernando Rosas set to kick it away back deep for your Patriots. Jerry Barone and Michael Sedgwick. Ball's on the ground, and it's a scrum for it. Glenn are saying they have it. And Glenn has it. Oh my goodness. The thing with the kickoff is it's a live ball. Just like on an onside kick, you can't be ruled down if a opposing player touches it, much like it would be on a punt. It's a live ball, and Eastview not being quick to jump on it. A early turnover here in the third quarter as Glenn takes over. Mendez will pitch back to Duggar. Duggar over the left side. He's still on his feet. He's across the 20. He's going to go out of bounds. Looks like at the 7-yard line. There is a flag on the play.
Duggar on the carry out of the
That
backfield.
might be coming back as a spot foul unless it's on Eastview.
Kornberg pushing him out of bounds. There's a flag on the play.
See, as they discuss if this was against Glenn, if they're going to walk it back. So I didn't see anything. Did you happen to see anything, Roderick?
No, I didn't see anything either. Possibly a blindside hit, maybe, that from what I can tell. Possibly, I'm not exactly sure. But there's a lot of deliberating going on between the refs right now.
So going back to realignment and discussing that, it appears that AISD will have enough 5A schools in Division II to have their own district. Personal foul against the Patriots. We'll move it half the distance to the goal. That should spot them with 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. First penalty of the night on the Patriots.
And we talked about it so much, how they played a penalty-free game in the first half. And so far, not getting the ball on a kickoff and now dealing with their backs against the wall here on this 3-yard line. This Red Storm defense has a tall task on their hands right now.
So Division 5A Division II will definitely take on a different look with Eastview moving up most likely into D1. Contreras in motion. Looks like there's going to be a false start on the Grizzlies. That will back it up 5. Where Eastview will move up into the D1 and play alongside their crosstown rival Georgetown, Cedar Park, Leander, possibly Rouse. But the other half is, what will Division II look like? I could not find numbers from Brenham or Marble Falls. Contreras in motion. Mendez hands off to Contreras. Contreras will get back to what appears to be the 4-yard line. They'll bring up 2nd and goal from the 4.
Slot down at the 4-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal.
So the new 13-5A D2 district could have a few surprises, as Liberty Hill and Marble Falls could end up moving into this district. Second and goal, Contreras in motion. Handoff from Mendez, and Contreras gets it into the end zone, and that'll be an Eastview touchdown.
With the carry, touchdown, Grizzlies.
The second turnover of the night for the Patriots that the Grizzlies have been able to capitalize on as they get their second touchdown on Patriot turnovers.
It's exactly what you don't want from these Patriots.
Roses with the PAT. It's up and good. Almost blocked
After try is up
by
and
the
it's
Patriots.
Grizzlies
But
on
the
board with
Grizzlies
21.
extend their lead over the
10:56
Eastview
remaining
Patriots
in
21-3
the third quarter.
with 10:56 remaining here in the third quarter. That's the
Eastview
quickest
fans,
score
just
of the
a
night
quick reminder,
for
about 20.
the Grizzlies and the shortest possession that they've had. They only run off a minute and 4 seconds.
At the front gate.
Yeah, definitely not what you want coming out of this half. You've already talked about your adjustments. We've talked about it this entire year, how the Patriots and Coach Feacock has done well making these halftime adjustments. Nonetheless, they come up with a mental error, a mental mistake in this kickoff, allowing the Grizzlies to get that kickoff and have a short field to score once again. And now Eastview's looking at a 18-point deficit here early in this third quarter.
Another enrollment number that I didn't cover was Glenn. Glenn's enrollment number was 1991. That's enough to move them up into that D1 classification as well. So with Eastview and Glenn departing, possibly Rouse departing for D1, that would open up places for Marble Falls and Liberty Hill with AISD going into their own 5A D2 district. Rosas will kick it away, and that will be fielded by Isak Punwu. He does fair catch at the 24, so that'll move up to the 25-yard line.
If you're Eastview right now, you're thinking we have to score to keep up with this Grizzly offense, who's been taking a lot of time off this clock in the first half, albeit they only scored with a short field with 1 minute and 4 seconds. But this Patriot offense is going to have to find an answer, and they're going to have to find it quick.
Adams in the gun. Edmondson in motion. Little pass over to Sedgwick. Sedgwick gets to the 32-yard line. That will be a gain
Sedgwick on the reception out of the backfield.
of 8. Where they're going to spot it 7. 7-yard gain for the Patriots. That'll be 2nd and 3 from the 31. Adams finds Jacob Martin.
Number 45, Jacob
That'll be another 7-yard reception. And that'll pick up a Patriot first down at the 39-yard line of the Patriots. Moore in motion. Adams drops back. He's looking for an open receiver. Finds a screen. Jalen Edmondson.
Edmondson off the pass out of the backfield.
That'll be a loss of 3 on the play. He took a shot right in the hip from Anthony Click.
Yeah, and Anthony read that play and knew exactly where the ball was going. He used his instincts and went towards the ball, and Eastview's now faced with a 2nd and 12, 2nd and 13.
2nd and 13. Adams is looking for Sedgwick and finds him out of the backfield. That is a catch as he gets to the Grizzly 41-yard line.
They'll spot down in Grizzly territory.
Sedgwick
down Eastview.
Having to hold back for the short pass from Adams. High throw over to Jerry Barone. Through his hands and incomplete.
Adams pass
bring up 2nd down and 10 from the Grizzly 41.
And Adams there, he saw Sedgwick there. He was wide open, but at the same time, got a little bit of happy feet. A little bit of an overthrow. Thank goodness it wasn't an interception.
Adams in the shotgun. Battle of the Lakes. Westlake leading at the half, 42-14 over Lake Travis. 9:11 remaining here in the third. Adams with the keeper. He will pick up a yard for a short gain.
Adams on the quarterback.
And will bring up third down and 9.
Third down.
Ball spotted at the 40-yard line. Adams in the gun. Rolls right, looking for an open receiver. He's going to keep it himself and end up going out of bounds. He'll lose 2 yards on the play.
Adams on the quarterback keeper. No gain on the play.
Manor leading Cedar Park 27-16.
And Eastview right now not having much of a choice, knowing that they're down 18 points, to go for it here early in this third quarter on 4th and 10.
4th and 10, Edmondson in motion. Empty set for Adams. Trips to his right. Drops back looking for an open Jerry Barone. Barone hit in the backfield. He will just get over the line of scrimmage. Will gain a yard, but that'll be a turnover on downs for the second time tonight.
Carlson on the coverage and the tackle. Turnover on
Glenn
down.
will take over at their own 40-yard line. .8:34 remaining here in the third quarter. Mendez getting his marching orders. He heads back out to the huddle. Red Storm defense back out on the field.
This Red Storm defense has a tall task ahead of them, knowing that the Grizzlies can run this clock off in big chunks, big plays, knowing that you have to give your ball back to the defense, to this offense, excuse me.
Pitch back to Contreras. Contreras over the right or left tackle. He will pick up a gain of 5.
The carry out of the backfield. Tackle made by Elso Foodley.
Second down at 5 from the Grizzly 45-yard line. Elgin leading Connolly 13-7 at halftime. Elgin is winless on the season, and they are threatening here at halftime to pick up their first win of the season. Mendez will hand off to Contreras. Contreras over center. He will just get back to the line of scrimmage.
Backfield. Tackle made by number 53, Luis Castillo. No gain on the play.
Luis Castillo in on the tackle. No relation, right, Roderick?
Nope, not that I know of.
An updated score on the Elgin-Connolly game. Now they're reporting it is Connolly 14, Elgin 13. Handoff to Duggar up the middle. He breaks through, and he is on his way to the end zone. Corin Burns will not be able to catch him, and the Grizzlies with their biggest play of the night.
On the carry, touchdown, Grizzlies.
A 55-yard run by DeJuan Duggar Jr.
Yeah, and with this wing T offense, as a defense, it's so hard to figure out who's going to have the ball. They have 3 to 4 options to go with, and knowing that they went with a certain option that they felt was right, they were able to get the touchdown and on a huge run. And now Eastview's faced with a huge hole with a 25-point deficit here halfway through the third quarter.
Grizzlies extend their lead 28-3 over the Eastview Patriots. 6:59 left to go here in the third quarter. A quick strike for the Grizzlies, which coming off last week versus Rouse when they were trailing 21-0 at the half, they were able to score quickly. And showing that they can run time off the clock and grind the game out, or they can score quickly. A big run that gutted the Patriot defense, which we've seen several times throughout the season. Most notably with Parker Heights and Bastrop.
Yes, it's small mental errors that cost them big chunks of yards and or touchdowns. And if you're the Patriot defense, that's got to be a little bit discouraging to know.
Kickoff by Roses. The ball is on the turf again. The Grizzlies are saying they have it. A flag is thrown after the play, and they do. My, oh my. They are catching the Patriots off guard. 2 kickoffs with turnovers.
And right
Right
now everything is working in the Grizzlies' favor right now. And a little bit of a mental error by Thornburg with a little bit of unnecessary roughness after the play. That's just a little bit of frustration knowing that your team is down big and on a kickoff of this magnitude and giving up the ball right away to the Grizzlies once again is something that they wanted to avoid at all costs. And it's just those mental errors that can cost them so much. And right now, once again, the Grizzlies are going to be in plus territory.
Not only do they get the fumble or the recovery on the kickoff, they're getting a 15-yard penalty walked off as well, and that will give the Grizzlies possession at the 31-yard line of the Patriots. Special teams mistakes, mental errors are costing the Patriots dearly here in the third quarter. 6:51 remaining in the third quarter. Eastview trailing by 25. Handoff to Contreras. Contreras will just get back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Contreras on the carry. Cade Elkins on the tackle. No gain on the play.
Elkins in on the tackle, but your Red Storm defense has to be getting tired as they've been on the field most of the night.
Yeah, the Grizzlies have had a possession time pretty much double, if not a little bit over double the possession of time that the Eastview offense has had. And so that's going to wear on them throughout this game, especially in this second half.
Handoff to Contreras up the middle. A foot race up the middle.
Contreras on the carry. Isapunwu on the tackle.
Elder Isapunwu on the tackle as he gets to the 15-yard line.
Play.
McFarland re-enters the game for the Grizzlies. The wing T. Handoff up the middle. This will be Cheslock on the carry.
Cheslock on the carry.
With a short gain of 2 yards. That'll bring up second down and 8 from the Patriot 13-yard line. .453 remaining. Glenn takes a timeout. I can only assume the clock was about to wind down to 0.
It needs to be very fortunate right now, not having to use one of their timeouts and to possibly get a rest here, knowing that their backs are against the wall once again tonight.
An update from the Bastrop Cedar Creek game. Bastrop 32, Cedar Creek nothing. Playoff hopes slowly ebbing away for the Eastview Patriots for the 21 football season. Update from Bible Stadium in Leander. Brenham 17, Rouse 7. Mendez, a handoff to Cheslock. Cheslock up the middle. He'll get to the 8-yard line.
Hurd and Kate Elkins on the tackle.
3rd down and 3.
They'll bring up 3rd down.
Grizzlies need to get to the 5 for a 1st down. That game at Bastrop Memorial Stadium in the 3rd quarter. Hand off over the left tackle.
Contreras on the carry.
Contreras on the carry will get the 1st down.
They'll be down
That'll
inside
bring
the
up
5.
1st and goal
First and goal now for the Grizzlies.
for the Grizzlies as they're threatening here late in the 3rd quarter. They're to the 4-yard line.
And as you mentioned before, they've been able to gain anything that they want at will tonight. This Red Storm defense has had no answer for this wing T offense.
First and goal. Handoff to Duggar up the middle, and he's over the goal line. Actually, it's Cheslock. He's into the end zone for a Grizzly touchdown.
Touchdown, Grizzlies.
That touchdown with 3:32 left in the 3rd quarter. Fernando Rosas in for the PAT. Snap and hold is good. Kick is up through the uprights. And the Grizzlies extend their lead 35-3 over the Eastview Patriots. Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers.
We harp about it every single game this year. The turnovers are something that can kill a team. If you're on the receiving end, and tonight Eastview is not having great success because of these turnovers. Now with these turnovers, especially in the 2nd half, they've been coming back after back after back, and then the possession on offense pretty much didn't go anywhere, and therefore the Grizzlies were able to get the ball back once again. And right now the Grizzlies have scored 21 unanswered so far in this 2nd half. It's 24, excuse me, I think.
21 points off of Patriot turnovers tonight. Which kind of give you the tail of the tape. At 21 of the 35 points have come on Eastview turnovers. Rosas will put toe to leather. And Elder Isapunwu will make the catch and go out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Eastview will start their 2nd possession. Surprisingly, their 2nd possession of this 2nd half. Adams in the gun. He'll hand off to Edmondson. Edmondson will be stopped for a short gain. There is a flag on the play, and that may be against Jerry Barone, as the official was pointing him out.
Not exactly sure what went on there, Mike.
That might be a personal foul against Eastview.
A little bit of extracurricular going on after that play.
Eastview went most of the first half without a penalty. In fact, I think they went the entire first half, and in this second half, they've had 3 unsportsmanlike penalties. My, oh my.
And the thing to watch out for with those penalties like that is just pretty much they don't see the person that initiated it most of the time. 90% of the time, they usually see the retaliation. So unfortunate there for Barone.
Ball on the 13-yard line. Second down and 21. Throw over to Sedgwick will go incomplete. That'll bring up third down.
Adams pass incomplete to Sedgwick on the near side. That'll bring it third down.
3rd and 22 says the board. 3:18 remaining here in the third quarter. Adams drops back. He's looking for an open Jacob Martin in coverage, and that will sail over his head incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 22.
Pass intended for Martin falls incomplete. That'll bring it fourth down.
In the second half, they haven't had any success on the offensive end. And with this possession right there, what really hurt them was Barone's unsportsmanlike that led to the huge penalty.
Sedgwick back to punt.
Sedgwick back to punt.
Villegas.
High end over end punt, and that will be fielded at the 42 by Dalton Bradley. And Glenn will start from the Patriot 42-yard line.
Right now, you can't help but just feel for this Patriot team, knowing that right now the game isn't in their favor at all. Everything is going right in the Grizzlies' direction, and knowing that your playoff hopes are slipping away slowly.
Now, Grizzlies have controlled this almost from the very onset. They were driving with their first possession, and Duggar coughed it up to Tyler Wagner. And Eastview subsequently, false start on the Grizzlies. That'll back them up 5. Eastview able to put their first and only points of the night on the board at that time with a Patrick Maxwell field goal. And it's been nothing but Glenn ever since. Turnovers have plagued the Patriots, an interception and 2 kickoff recoveries.
Yeah, something you definitely don't want, especially as turnovers, and knowing that the Grizzlies are capitalizing off of those turnovers are something that's even worse that's happening to the Patriot team right now.
It's like another false start penalty. That'll back them up another 5, and that'll bring up 1st and 20. Ball on the Grizzly 48-yard line. 1st and 20. Mendez will hand off to Mason Johnson. Johnson just gets back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Vance Hurd and Thornburg on the tackle in the backfield.
Vance Hurd and Thomas Thornburg on the tackle. I'm going to give a shout out to the seniors tonight. Some may be playing their final games. Mendez will hand off to Duggar. Duggar off the left guard.
Duggar on the carry. Tackle made by Gaddis.
Tackle made by Sterling Gaddis.
That'll bring up 3rd down.
On that. Kate Elkins almost got popped for an unsportsmanlike with a late hit. Clock winding down, 1:48 remaining here in the 3rd. Pflugerville 17, Hendrickson 7.
Ethan Sledge with the carry.
Ethan Sledge with the carry.
Tackle made by Thornburg. Bring up 4th down.
You got 4th and 19, a gain of 1.
Fernando Rosas out to punt for the Glen Grizzlies.
First punt of the night for the Grizzlies with Fernando Rosas. Oh, it is the second punt, right? Second punt of the night.
There's one right before the half, and second one tonight. Here, just to almost end this 3rd quarter with just under a minute left.
Snap back to Rosas. He will punt this away. And it will be downed by the Grizzlies at the 19-yard line. Actually, 14-yard line. My bad.
They'll mark it down at the 14-yard line. That'll be Eastview's ball, 1st down.
McNeil and Westwood are tied up at 28 at half. Vista Ridge leading Stony Point 31-17. That game with 1:42 left in the 3rd. 44 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Adams looking for Sedgwick. He finds him out of the backfield at the 21-yard line.
Adams pass caught by Sedgwick on the near side to Luca on the coverage.
That will be a gain of
7-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
We have 2nd down and 3 from the 21. Adams with the keeper. He'll pick up the 1st down.
Adams on the quarterback keeper. He'll get out to 26. That's enough for the Eastview 1st down.
Adams from the gun. He's hoping to find an open receiver. And he's going to throw it out of bounds. Sedgwick closest receiver.
Pass intended for Sedgwick falls incomplete. 2nd down.
And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. On to the 4th we go. With Glenn leading this one. 35-3.
And tonight has pretty much been a recipe of Glenn's time of possession. Glenn's time of possession and the turnover margin. So Glenn on the offensive end has pretty much had their way with this Red Storm defense, and they've had no answer for the wing T offense of this Grizzly offense. And on the Patriot offensive end, besides the first possession that they had from the turnover, they haven't been able to get anything done. They've been getting a couple of good passes, a couple of good runs here and there, but the drive usually stalls, and that's why the Patriots are faced with a 35-3 deficit.
Adams looking for Grover Moore, or actually Jalen Edmondson out of the backfield. That pass will go incomplete. And it'll bring up third down. 3rd and 10 from the 26-yard line. Adams drops back. He's looking for Sedgwick on the sideline, and it goes incomplete.
For Sedgwick, incomplete.
That'll bring up 4th and 10. Glenn has had pretty tight coverage all night. Interesting. Hold on just a second. I think they're talking about downs. I believe it is 4th down. That is correct. Okay, the sideline guy having a tough time, which we did have a chain crew at Bastrop, if you remember. Flag on the play. It might be a false start. But interesting that they were choosing to go for it on 4th down.
Well, Eastview realizing that time isn't on their side. They haven't had a lot of good plays, especially positive. Within this 4th down, I guess they feel like, why not?
Adams drops back. A lot of pressure. He evades a would-be tackler, and he finds Jalen Edmondson. That'll be a gain of 13, but it's going to be 2 yards short. That'll be a turnover on downs.
On the far side, he'll be shy of the 1st down. It'll be turnover on downs.
Cedar Ridge trailing Hutto 24-21. That game late in the 3rd quarter. San Marcos leading Aikens 28-21. Vandergrift trailing Round Rock. That game going into the 4th quarter 21-14. Del Valle leading Austin High 20-10. Cedar Creek has scored. They trail Bastrop 32-13. Rouse has closed the gap. It's 17-14. Handoff.
Cheslock on the carry. Janice on the tackle. Shortening, 2nd down.
I was going to say Mendez, but they bringing in some substitutions. And I do not have a quarterback with the number 10 on the roster. The only quarterback on the roster is Mendez. Handoff to Mason Johnson. He fumbles it and falls back on it. He'll lose 2 on the carry. That'll bring up 3rd and 10 from the 34 of the Patriots. Maynard leading Cedar Park 34-23. Grizzlies are going to take a timeout. Battle of the Lakes just getting back underway in the third quarter. That game's still 42-14 Westlake.
And Westlake's poised to make another deep playoff run.
They are ranked number 1 in the state. And Cade Klupnick, who has been injured, makes his return tonight. Center. Pitch back to the running back, Mason Johnson. Actually, that was Ethan Sledge.
Number 22, Devin Endell on the carry. Tackle made by Vance Hurd.
I don't know why he said Devin Endell. Endell is a defensive back. Ethan Sledge on the carry. Number 26.
I mean, just like you mentioned all season, Mike, it's hard to see the numbers sometimes.
Sometimes.
Numbers, they get crunched up.
They do. (28 and 26). Mason Johnson was 28. Ethan Sledge was 26. That's how I made my mistake. 9:48 remaining in the contest. Fourth down and 19. Fernando Rosas on to put it away. Michael Sedgwick back deep for the Patriots. False start, I believe, on the Grizzlies, and they have to be thankful for that because Rosas lost the handle on the snap. And then the center has to breathe a sigh of relief because that takes the mistake off of him. Rosas with the punt. That'll be downed by the Grizzlies at the 17-yard line.
Rosas' punt will be down
Patriots.
at the 15-yard line. It'll be first down. Eastview.
Round Rock extends their lead over Vandergrift, 28-14. Seguin leading Dripping Springs, 24-17. First and 10 from the 17 for the Patriots. Adams in the shotgun. Adams has the snap. He will hand off to Asriel Dianis Elizalde. Elizalde with a 9-yard carry.
Number 32, Asriel Dianis Elizalde. 9-yard carry out of the backfield. It'll be second
and
down.
1. Hand off to Dianis Elizalde. He will pick up the first down as he gets to the 30-yard line.
Elizalde once again with the carry. He'll be out to the 30-yard line. First down, Eastview.
Hand off to Dianis Elizalde. He will pick up 2 yards. That'll bring up second down and 8. Ball at the 32-yard line of the Patriots.
Childress on the tackle.
Adams drops back. He's looking for Sedgwick. And that will go incomplete and out of bounds.
Pass intended for Sedgwick.
We have 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots.
Down.
Adams finds Sedgwick, but it's going to be short. He will get to the 38-yard line. That'll bring up 4th and 2.
On the tackle, bring up 4th down and 2 for Eastview.
8:22 remaining here in the 4th. Adams looks for Sedgwick. He finds him. Sedgwick will pick up the 1st down and then some. And he will go out of bounds.
He'll be tackled by Anthony Click
at the 46-yard line.
That's another Eastview 1st down.
Adams looking for Grover Moore out of the backfield. He makes the catch and will go out of bounds at the Grizzly 40, but there is a flag
Grover Moore with the catch.
Thrown on the play. We'll see
They'll spot him down at the 40-yard line. There is a flag
what
on
that
the play.
was. That might be a face mask on the Grizzlies. Yeah, they're walking it back like it may be on blocking the back against the Patriots. That will be a spot foul.
Not exactly sure who it's on.
1st down and 8. Adams rolls left. He's going to be swallowed up and tackled for a loss by Anthony Click.
Adams on the quarterback keeper. Click on the tackle.
Click with the blitz, and he brought the pressure on Adams.
Second down.
That'll be a loss of 5 on the play, and bring up 2nd down and 13. Pass will go incomplete.
Pass for Sedgwick falls incomplete.
That'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd down.
3rd and 13. Rouse cutting into Brenham's lead, 24-21. Brenham with 6:42 left in the 4th quarter over at Bible. Adams drops back, looking for an open receiver. He will target Jerry Barone, but throw low, and that will go incomplete, and will bring up 4th down. Adams again looking for Jacob Martin. Hook and ladder to Sedgwick from Martin. And Sedgwick down the sideline. He is going to go all the way into the end zone for an Eastview Patriot touchdown.
Pass caught by Martin. Hook and ladder to Sedgwick. Touchdown, Eastview.
A little trickeration designed up by Coach Feacock and his staff. It's the 2nd time that hook and ladder has worked for them this season.
Yeah, once earlier in the season it worked perfectly, and tonight it works perfectly for the pitch and ladder score for Sedgwick once again.
Patrick Maxwell with the PAT. It's good.
6:45 remaining in tonight's
And Eastview puts it in double digits, trailing 35-10 with 6:45 remaining here in the fourth.
Yeah, despite Eastview not having a lot of success this entire game offensively, it must feel pretty good, especially for Sedgwick being a senior, to be able to score on possibly what could be his last night as a Patriot football player.
Battle of the Lakes, Westlake 42, Lake Travis 28. Round Rock 31, Vandergrift 14, Hutto 31, Cedar Ridge 21. That game in the fourth quarter. Both of those last two games in the fourth quarter. Patrick Maxwell set to kick it away. You can only think that possibly they might go with an onside kick. Stranger things have happened. You're down by 25. Bradley back deep for the Grizzlies. An onside kick. Sedgwick might have recovered it. It goes out of bounds. I don't think he had possession of it until he was out of bounds, but he was in the air. There is a flag just thrown. That might be on. It's for the kickoff going out of bounds. It's not going to be a personal foul or anything like that. They just had to make that decision as they determined five-yard penalty will put it at the Eastview 46-yard line, where the Grizzlies will start their drive. Hand off to Brady Cheslock. Cheslock just gets back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
With Gary out the backfield for the Grizzlies. Tackle made by Thornburg. No gain on the play. Second down.
Now evidently FLX, Flex ATX made a mistake on that Westlake Lake Travis score. They gave Westlake or Lake Travis a touchdown made by Westlake. So they've taken those points off the board. It's 49-21 Westlake. Handoff to Ethan Sledge for no gain. He will actually lose a yard on the carry. That'll bring up third down and 11.
Loss on the play. That'll bring up third down.
From the Patriot 47-yard line. .527 remaining in this contest. Hand off to Cheslock. Cheslock will be tackled from behind, but he'll gain 2 yards on the carry. That'll bring up fourth down and 9. So he gets back to the 45.
Number 32 with the carry. Tackle made by Ronald Copley. That'll bring up fourth down.
Fernando Rosas on to punt it away. Seguin and Dripping Springs are all tied up. That game with 4:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Snap back to Rosas. Barone with the fair catch signal He'll muff it, but it'll go out of bounds. And Eastview will start from their own 7-yard line. Maynard 34, Cedar Park 30. Cedar Park climbing back into that one. Cedar Park trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. They need a win. They need a win versus Maynard tonight. Handoff to Edmondson. Edmondson down the sideline. He will go out of bounds.
Edmondson out of the backfield. Tackle made
at the 13-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7 on the play.
6-yard gain on the play, 2nd down.
Under center. Adams hands off to Sedgwick and finds Jerry Barone, but it's out of his hands and goes incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd down and
for Barone falls incomplete.
3rd down and 4.
3rd down.
Rouse has taken the lead. 28-24. Adams finds Barone. Actually, it's Jacob Martin. That'll be a 1st down for the Patriots. 4:05 remaining on the clock. Adams finds Sedgwick.
Pass caught by Sedgwick.
A flag is thrown on the play. That'll be a 1st down, depending on what the flag is.
Yeah, it looks like the Grizzlies were trying to hustle and get the 12th man off the field. Knowing he was on the left side, had to run all the way back to try to get to that sideline.
Penalties decline. That'll be a Patriot 1st down. Rouse leading 28-24 with 4:10 remaining in that game. Adams from the gun. He'll fake a handoff to Jalen Edmondson, and he'll target Grover Moore across the middle. That will go incomplete. A low pass to Moore. And there is a flag on the play. Thinking that it might be on Eastview. Lineman downfield. That'll back him up 5. 1st and 15 from the 37 or 32-yard line. Moore in motion. Adams drops back. He's heavy under pressure. He's going to throw that one away as he was out of the tackle box. He was looking for Jalen Edmondson.
Pass is
his closest target.
Yeah, that screen was blown up from the start, and Adams knew it. He was trying to hold on to the ball just as long as he could, but knowing that that play was blown up, just decided to throw it to the ground.
Adams drops back. He looks for Sedgwick. He finds him out of the backfield. Sedgwick definitely making an impact in this 4th quarter.
Sedgwick with the reception on the far side. They'll spot down at 41. I'll bring up 3rd down.
We got 3rd and about 6 from the 41. Adams rolls right. He's looking for Barone, and Barone makes the catch. He will pick up the first down, and a flag comes out after the play.
Pass is caught by Barone. There is a flag on the play.
Let's see what the call is. Looks like it's going to be against the Grizzlies. Targeting non-flagrant by Sebastian Carlson. So that means he will get to stay in. Seguin retakes the lead against Dripping Springs, 31-24 with 1:44 remaining in that contest. Adams looking for Jacob Martin, and a pass interference penalty is going to be called
Pass intended for Martin.
Against the Grizzlies.
There's a flag on the play.
Devin Endel will be flagged for pass interference. As he was all over Jacob Martin.
Number 22.
2:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Eastview trailing by 25, but threatening here late in the fourth quarter. Adams in the pistol with the keeper. Off a right tackle, he will get down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 7. Bring up second down and 3.
By Adams. 7-yard gain on the play, second down.
Hand off to Jalen Edmondson. Edmondson up the middle. He is still going, and the whistle is blown. He will get to the 4-yard line.
Carry out of the backfield. Contact made by Rubin. The mark down inside the 5. It'll be first and goal, Eastview.
First and goal for the Patriots. Adams with a shovel pass to Jacob Martin, and Martin gets into the end zone for another Eastview Patriot touchdown.
Touchdown, Eastview.
1:52 remaining here in the fourth. Eastview going for 2. Edmondson, the tailback. Adams finds Sedgwick in the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Conversion is caught.
And Eastview cuts into the Grizzly lead, 35-18.
1:52 remains in tonight's contest.
Several games in the area, getting down to the final ticks of the clock. Vista Ridge leading Stony Point 31-17 with 2:24 remaining in that contest. Hutto leading Cedar Ridge 31-24 with 1:43 in that game. Battle of the Lakes, Westlake 49, Lake Travis 21. That game just getting underway in the fourth quarter. Henderson leading Pflugerville 21-17. That game with 1 minute remaining. Round Rock 38, Vandergrift 14. That game in the fourth quarter with 3:53 remaining in that contest.
Patrick Maxwell kicking for Eastview tonight.
Patrick Maxwell getting set to kick it away, and you might think that an onside kick would be in order here. And indeed, the onside kick is up, and it is fielded by number 14, and he is going to take it all the way into the end zone. That was Ethan Berriman. It's actually going to be ruled dead back.
Touchdown, Grizzlies.
Do not think there's a touchdown on the play. The whistles are blowing, and the officials are going to meet at midfield. And the official is saying it was down. Kick. Sideline warning on Glenn. The result of the play is a touchdown. Now that they got that all settled, Fernando Rosas on for the PAT. High snap, but the kick is up, and it is good.
And it's good. Grizzlies on the board with 42.
Grizzlies extend their lead. 42-18 over the Patriots. 1:42 remaining in this contest. Westlake 56, Lake Travis 21. Pflugerville comes back and upsets Hendrickson 24-21. That game just went final. .137 remaining at Bible. Rouse 34. Brenham 24. Rouse 31. Brenham 24.
Number 24, Grover Moore, and number 6, Michael
McNeil
Wilson.
35. Westwood 28.
And with that game that you mentioned, whoever wins that game claims
District championship.
Exactly.
For the Grizzlies tonight.
Rosas will kick this high end over end kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Lee was touched by a Patriot. And so Carlos Ramirez wisely jumps on it. Patriots will start their drive from their own 24-yard line. Round Rock 38, Vandergrift 20. That game with 2:14 remaining. Adams drops back. He's looking for Jerry Barone across the middle, and it's broken up by Dalton Bradley.
Pass intended
Go
for
incomplete.
Incomplete. Bradley on the coverage.
Jerry Barone would have been gone to the house had it been just a little bit higher. It would have been in his arms. Adams rolls left. He looks for Grover Moore. Pass goes
intended for Moore on
over
the far side, calls incomplete.
the outstretched arms of Grover Moore, incomplete. That'll bring up third down. 3rd and 10 from the Patriot 24-yard line.
Pass is caught by
Pass
Barone.
caught by Barone.
They'll spot it down
They're
at
going to
the
spot it
34-yard line.
at the 34. That'll be enough for the first down. First and 10 for the Patriots from their own 34. From the gun, Adams drops back. He's looking for an open Jerry Barone. That pass broken up by Andres Villegas.
Villegas on the coverage, incomplete.
Bring up second down and 10 from their own 34. 61 ticks of the clock remaining in this one. Snap back to Adams. He rolls left. He's looking for an open Michael Sedgwick, and it's in and out of the hands of Sedgwick. He said he made the catch, and he held it long enough to maintain possession. He drops it and gets back on it.
I guess I just wanted to call that one a fumble recovery.
Gain of 8. That'll bring up 3rd and 2 from the 42-yard line of the Patriots. 54 seconds remaining. Snap back to Adams. He finds Sedgwick open to the left. He will go out of bounds, but he'll pick up the first down along the way as he gets into Grizzly territory. He's to the Grizzly 47-yard line. 47 seconds remaining. Dripping Springs squeaks one by 32-31 over Seguin. Again, Adams finds Sedgwick for another first down. He goes out of bounds at the 40 or a 37-yard line of the Grizzlies. Round Rock defeats Vandergrift 38-20. Vista Ridge defeats Stony Point. Adams will just throw this one away. So that'll be caught by Elijah Alexander out of bounds. He wasn't even in the game. Vista Ridge 31, Stony Point 24. That game has gone final. Adams drops back, rolls to his right. He's looking for an open receiver, and he scrambles out. He's just going to keep it himself, and he is looking to go out of bounds. He will pick up the first down and go out of bounds at the 26-yard line. 19 seconds remaining.
That's another Eastview touchdown.
He managed to keep from being tackled, but along with the elusiveness, he's running the clock off. 19 seconds remaining. Looks like they're going to walk it back, I guess. There must have been a flag on the play. Well, that negated the 10-yard gain by Adams, and that'll walk it back 10. It'll bring up second down and 20 from the Grizzly 46-yard line. Adams looks for Sedgwick, out of bounds and incomplete.
Pass intended for Sedgwick falls incomplete. That'll bring up third down.
Third and 20. 14 seconds remaining in this one. Adams rolls to his right. He just chunks a Hail Mary. That's going to be intercepted by Glenn. And that is going to run the clock out, and the game is over.
Pass is incomplete. Interception by Click.
Interception by Click, and that will do it for the 2021 Patriot football season. It was pretty much the Grizzlies all night long, Roderick.
Yeah, the Grizzlies come in with that wing
That'll
tee
do it for
offense,
tonight's contest
and
here at
they come out and they
Field.
control time of possession. They
Eastview
control the
Patriots
ball
18, the
on the
visiting
offensive
Grizzlies
end.
42.
They did everything that they needed to do, especially in the second half, coming up with those two costly turnovers by the Patriot special teams. And I think if I were to sum up the season, I would sum it up in a phrase. I would sum up this 2021 season for the Patriots as what if. What if the Patriots had beaten Brenham when they narrowly lost 13-10? What if the Patriot team beats Bastrop instead of losing 21-18? And what if, you know, there's a lot of what ifs that came into the season, and none of those questions were ultimately answered, or it seemed that the Patriots couldn't answer those questions when it came down to it. And sadly, the Patriots in their season tonight, and knowing that all these seniors, you know, just to name a couple of them, you have Thornburg, you have Sedgwick, and those are just a couple of guys that were veterans on this team. Right. Obviously, there's many
Tyler
more.
Wagner, Kate Elkins.
Exactly. You can list off a bunch of your seniors.
Jerry Barone. You know, these guys have given it for years. You've heard these guys' names throughout the years as they've been playing varsity ball. And they've just played their last varsity football game here tonight at home. And a disappointing loss to the Grizzlies. Turnovers cost them the game. Well, I mean, you say that. They happened to score 28 points on turnovers.
Correct.
And unfortunately, you can't win when you have those kinds of turnovers. And Georgetown saw that happen last night versus Weiss, as Weiss took advantage and scored on every Georgetown turnover, just as the Grizzlies did here tonight.
And it's always a bittersweet, but it's also a heartbreaking moment knowing that you as a senior have played your last game in high school, and whether or not some of these kids go on to play any type of college football, and we wish them nothing but the best, obviously, but knowing that your high school career is now come to a close, especially in a heartbreaking way, it's sad to see, but, you know, hats off to this Patriot offense. Hats off to this Red Storm defense. They pushed, they tried all year, unfortunately come up short and not able to continue their season in the playoffs. And now Bastrop, who started off 0-6 in the season, has now climbed their way up into the 4th spot of this District 13 5A Division II. And so now you have, you know, Rouse, you have Brenham, you have Glenn, and now you have Bastrop moving on into the playoffs to represent District 13 5A, and you wished as a Patriot that could have been the Patriots, whether it be the first spot, second, third, or even fourth spot to claim it tonight. But knowing that the Patriots come up short, you have to feel for these seniors. You have to feel for everybody involved because, you don't want football to end. You want to continue. You want to obviously make it to the state championship up in Jerry's world. But sadly, it comes to an end, and I'm sad to see the last game of these seniors, but also knowing that they gave it their all. They tried their best. They did everything they could, and that's all you can ask from these kids.
That's all you can ask. And just looking at some of the scores around the area, Battle of the Lakes, Westlake 63, Lake Travis 21. That is something you don't normally see, Lake Travis getting throttled like that, but definitely they are tonight. McNeil picks up the win versus Westwood, 35-28. Maynard leading Cedar Park, 41-30. That game with 4:39 in the fourth quarter. Vista Ridge, of course, they defeated Stony Point. I'm looking to see if there's a final in Rouse. I just checked Emma Elrod, which is their iReporter over there, and she's posting a live video. No final score as of yet. Here's the update. Rouse 31, Brenham 24 final. The Rouse Raiders back-to-back district champions for 13-5A Division II.
And it's well deserved for the Rouse Raiders. They have a great program there. They've been building it up ever since about 2009?
2008.
2008.
When they first opened the doors
exactly.
over there.
And so obviously hats off to them, hats off to Brenham, hats off to the Grizzlies tonight. And, you have to tip your hat to, once again, like I mentioned earlier, the Bastrop Bears coming back from an 0-6 start to now claiming that fourth spot heading into the playoffs.
Raiders finished the season 9-1. Their only loss to Pflugerville Weiss, who's the district champion of 5A Division I. And I want to say they're 24-5A Division I. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that is correct. So a disappointing loss for the Patriots tonight to end their 2021 season, and that is where we'll do it. We want to thank you for your patience with us throughout the year. We've had our share of glitches this year, but you've been faithful in staying with us, and we're very grateful for that. We want to thank you for tuning in and watching Eastview Patriot football on SHN Sports, and we look forward to seeing you fine folks again next year. So for Roderick Castillo and his wife Jamie, I'm Michael Francis. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next year.